Hi guys! So we are going to read a special book about moth or butterflies because a lot of people see butterflies and moths and think they're very, very similar, but they actually have lots of differences. So we're going to be learning about and comparing and contrasting them, okay? So our book is just called Moth or Butterfly, and it was written by Susan Kowalski, and it's illustrated by her too. So, which a lot of the illustrations are just little illustrations because we have mostly pictures in it since it's a nonfiction book. And we have this table of contents over here, which is going to tell us where we can find some of the information. So, moth or butterfly? Is it a moth or a butterfly? Can you tell the differences? Moths and butterfly both begin as eggs and they hatch as caterpillars. So those are some of the ways they're the same. A caterpillar creates a hard shell called a chrysalis. It turns into a moth or a butterfly inside the chrysalis. Cocoon or not? A moth caterpillar often wraps its chrysalis in silk that makes an extra layer called a cocoon. So moths actually build a cocoon. They're the ones that have that fuzzy layer around them. So if you look, it's got the silk thing around them. Most butterfly caterpillars do not make cocoons. The chrysalis is the only layer. So when you see the chrysalis, you can tell a butterfly's chrysalis because it's hard on the outside and it's not white and fuzzy like a moth's chrysalis or cocoon. Day or night? Most butterflies are active during the day. When butterflies rest, they fold their wings. So they're folded up in this position. Butterflies taste with their feet. Female butterflies taste plants to find good places for their eggs because they know when they hatch those eggs, their caterpillars are going to come out and they want them to be able to eat right when they hatch. Most moths are active at night. So butterflies during the day, moths at night. They hide during the day. Some moths rest with their wings open. So you can see if its wings are laying open like this, it's probably going to be a moth, especially if it's resting during the day on a tree. Others rest with their wings folded. Wonderful wings. Moths and butterflies have scaly wings. The scales look like shingles on a roof. Most moth wings are dull colors. Some moths look like wood or leaves that this helps them hide. So moths have those dull colors for camouflaging. Let's see about the colors on butterflies. Most butterflies' wings have colorful wings. Most butterflies, or some butterflies and moths have spots on their wings. The spots look like eyes. They confuse their predators. So whereas moths have those dull colors to blend in, butterflies sometimes use their bright colors to warn predators that they don't taste good. They might tell them that they're poisonous. Thick or thin? Moths have thick, furry bodies. Look at their body. Their body is huge and they have all this fur in it. Butterflies have the thin bodies and have less fur than moths. Fantastic feelers. So remember, feelers are another word for antenna. Moths and butterflies have feelers on their heads. They are called antennas. Moth feelers are thick, so look at them. They can look like feathers. Look how big their antennas are. The butterfly has thin feelers. They have thick ends. We call them knobbed ends. They look like tiny clubs. So at a glance, here are the differences. A moth starts as a caterpillar, so does a butterfly. A moth is active at night, and then a butterfly is active during the day. The moth has dull colors, and the butterfly has bright colors. The moth has thick body, and then the butterfly has thin body. And then the moth has antennas look feathery, and the antennas have those thick ends or knobbed ends for a butterfly. All right, and then we have a glossary. So these are some of the words that you might not have known. To confuse means to make uncertain or clear, okay? A female is the sex that can produce eggs or give birth. Mothers are female. To hatch means to break out of an egg. A layer is one thickness of a material, and a shingle is like tiles on a roof. We talked about shingles when we looked at the butterflies' wings. It's like shingles because those little scales go over each other and overlap, but they're very delicate. That's why you can't touch the scales of a butterfly. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you what you're going to get to do with this book in Seesaw. All right, we have what we call a T chart, and it's called a T chart because you can see the letter T right here. One side has butterflies, one side has moths. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these words and you're going to put them on either the side of the butterfly or the moth. So we're going to do a couple of them together, okay? So for example, if it's just a regular chrysalis, it's going to go under butterfly. That's right. What about cocoon? Cocoon goes under a moth because it's not a cocoon unless it has that silk weaving around the chrysalis like the moth does. Okay, what about out at night? Moths are out at night. That's right. What about out in the day? Butterflies. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take these words, and if it applies to the butterfly, put it on the butterfly side. If it goes with the moths, you're going to put it on the moth side, okay? All right, I can't wait to see how you guys compared moths and butterflies. You guys did an awesome job. Thank you.